What up, Dog fans, and thanks for tuning in to the Big Fish Network. On this episode, I want to talk about the Dolphins' defense. I want to talk about this defense because we're not looking too good, man. I know that Fangio just got here, but listen, 2020, we had a top 10 defense. Top 5 if you ask certain people. Brian Flores had just got here in 2019, and the last 5 games, and when you include the last 16 games in the 2020 season, it didn't take him that long. I know y'all saying it's going to take Fangio some time. It may take some time. And obviously we're in week 5, week 4, week 5, and I get it. Like, it is going to take time, but shit, does it take that long to see at least that the defense can be legit? I mean, shit. In 2019, even when we was getting blowed out, even when our defense wasn't really looking like we didn't have everything we needed, we still saw more effort from our defense. We still saw our corners, even our waiver wire corners we had was playing stickier coverage. And the philosophy on defense with our secondary was even better under Flores than it is right now under Vic Fangio. And I know y'all always want to talk down about the O-line, but the O-line, to me, that side of the trenches has played better than the other side of the trenches. I mean, and I'm really concerned about our physicality, our lack of physicality from our backers. Really concerned with how Jerome Baker's played, which has been average to subpar in my opinion. And like I said, Fangio, he let us know in August. He let us know that for his scheme, we may not have all the ingredients. We may not have all the pieces that he needs to be able to flex in his attack. And he did say some players is going to need to step up like David Long Jr. But shit, from what I've seen, David Long Jr. has been a stud on this defense. He's been one of the brighter spots that we've seen. And I think through 4 weeks, Jerome Baker, he's been a disappearing act. Where the hell has Baker been? We used to call him Bake. He ain't been baking shit. You know what I'm saying? Everything seems like it's been cold. Where's the Baker? I haven't seen that. Chubb's been just okay so far. He's been looking like a bust. And I'll talk more about our linebacker issues in another video. But for now, I think there's players that's high risk, high reward. One in particular who I think could be a wrecking ball for us if we decide to kick the tires, and that's defensive tackle Perrion Winfrey. Big Perrion. And I had him high on my draft board last year after watching this Oklahoma Sooners tape and seeing how he played, especially in the Senior Bowl, because I was scouting the Senior Bowl last year. I was going to do a Senior Bowl video. I didn't get a chance to do one, but I did scout the players that was at the Senior Bowl. He was one of them, and shit, he was dominant, man. He was dominant. He won the MVP of the Senior Bowl convincingly. It wasn't even close. And I wanted us to draft either him or linebacker Nakobe Dean from Georgia in the 3rd, but we ended up signing Channing Tindall. We went with Eric Nzukama instead in the next round. But when you turn on his Sooners tape, when you turn on this man's Sooners tape, this guy looks like a freaking nightmare in human form. And he's a big thumper. He's a heat-seeking missile all over the field. Really don't matter. He's coming to get you. And I think he could have been a first-round pick, but he got drafted by the Browns in the 4th round where we took Eric. And their D-line coach for the Browns, Chris Kiffin at the time, he was excited to have him. He was glad to bring him aboard because he played a lot of nose tackle in college. He could play the 3 technique on the outside shade of the guards. He dominated, like I said, at the Senior Bowl as a 3 tech. And historically, when you look at 3 techs, they have to be good on one-on-ones. They got to be good one-on-one rushers. They got to be able to win at a high rate, and he's proven that he can do that. And that's what we need right now, because we're not getting consistent pride from Raekwon Davis. I don't know what the hell Raekwon Davis has been doing since he's been here. I haven't really seen no impactful plays. There's been a few bright spots. I've seen him celebrating a couple times, but for the most part, Chris Grier has to be disappointed with what he's seen from Raekwon Davis, and I think maybe he thought it was coaching, or maybe he didn't see, the guys being implemented like how they should be from what he saw at Alabama. But I haven't seen nothing from Raekwon Davis. Christian Wilkins, he's been inconsistent this year. Shit, even Zach Seal has been inconsistent so far in the regular season, and y'all know I've been giving him high praise, but he's been inconsistent as well. Like I've seen a couple TFLs, at least one this year, but I haven't seen consistent production. We're not dictating the terms and being assholes, in the middle. We're not creating no middle quarterback pressure. I'm just not seeing it. That's why Josh Allen has had time to be able to scan the field. And, Van Ginkel, in my opinion, he's been the only one that's been consistently beating 101s. And if they double team or chip him, we out of gas. We screwed from that point. We need a guy that can beat the man that's across from him on a regular basis, that'll be able to free up Bradley Chubb, open things up for Wilkins and Phillips and Agba. Agba also, it got to a point last year with this year, I forgot Agba was on the team. Before he got that play that he made recently, I thought maybe we ended up trading him or cutting him on the low. I thought maybe he was on IR or something because I haven't seen him making plays. Our pursuit against, to the quarterback has been null and void, especially up the middle. This guy here, Perrion, he's relentless in pursuit. You don't see no jogging on plays. He knows how to get vertical, knows how to get skinny and beat double teams. Christian Wilkins, have you beaten a double team this year? Have you? And I'm sorry to come down hard on Christian, but I believe he has another gear. He just ain't getting to that gear. It ain't that he can't do it. I just believe it's something with our scheme, something with maybe the guy next to him. I don't know what it is, but I think Christian Wilkins has another gear. He's just not getting to it. Perrion, I've seen him use his speed to make running backs run backwards and just fight for, just to get a yard and to get to the line of scrimmage. They was having trouble doing that on tape, on this college tape. He knows how to jab his foot into the ground and quick swim on centers to get, into the backfield. He did this against Western Carolina when they was in max protection. They was in max protection and still couldn't stop Perrion from getting into that backfield. You can move him around and put him on the end just like how you do Christian. But there's one major problem with Perrion, and that's that he's had multiple dumb off the field issues. Even issues in the locker room with his attitude. I think Myles Garrett was trying to get his mind right, and I don't know how their relationship was. Maybe, I don't know. It could have been some hating on the Browns. It could have been, players trying to save themselves and maybe not help him get on the field, maybe not help him develop. I don't know what it is. All I know is just that he had a lot of off the field attitude issues, inside the locker room attitude issues, and his latest incident was the last straw for him. The Browns cut him after police listed him as a suspect in an aggravated robbery back in July. The move came just 3 days before the start of Browns training camp at Greenbrier and West Sulphur Springs in West Virginia. And come on, man. The beginning of camp, I know it ain't a game, but it's the beginning of camp. These coaches want to see that you locked in, bruh. You got to be locked in. According to the police report, a woman claimed that she and a friend knew Winfrey and had his number in their phone. When she saw him in a hotel lobby, she shouted out his name. When he didn't respond, she called him a pussy. Afterwards, Winfrey, he got upset and followed them outside the hotel, noting that she became afraid, and the woman started recording on her phone. According to the report, Winfrey went on the phone. He went after her phone, saying, "I smacked the shit out of you," before striking the left side of her neck. The woman also claimed that during the incident, Winfrey pulled up his shirt to show a handgun tucked in his waistband, and then afterwards, Winfrey left their phones, and then the woman called the police. Winfrey refused to return to the scene despite police requesting him to do so. He did leave their phones on the crate in the alley for police to retrieve, and police say that on the phones they had good video of him doing all of this and saying the things that he said, which is, you're incriminating yourself, you're giving him evidence. And the police also said that the woman had a red abrasion on her neck, and they even got clear audio of everything. They did not see a gun. They didn't see a gun like how the woman said that he did. So they can't prove that, and that's all of this stuff is alleged also, except for what they were able to see on video and get on audio. Now, that was his most recent incident, but he had 2 prior incidents before that. In April, he was arrested in Harris County, Texas, after being accused of grabbing the hand of a woman he was dating, causing bodily injury, according to court records. The case was a misdemeanor assault against him, and it was dropped after Winfrey completed a pretrial diversion program, which the court records showed. In June, Winfrey and Cleveland cornerback Greg Newsome II were robbed at gunpoint by 6 masked men outside of a nightclub around 3:30 a.m. Neither player was hurt, but the suspect stole Newsome's truck. Bruh, not only are you getting yourself in trouble, other people are getting in trouble around you. It's 3:30 a.m. Ain't nothing but trouble gonna happen at that point, bruh. You ain't getting into nothing but trouble. Anytime after 2 a.m. ain't nothing but bad things going down. You know what I'm saying? That's sin time right there. And bro, you got to be committed. You got to be committing assault and batteries on quarterbacks, not antagonistic women. You need to be striking running backs, not women. You need to have running backs at pad point, not somewhere where you getting robbed at gunpoint. I mean, and as bad as a lot of this sounds, to me, it just oozes of immaturity. You know, he sounds really immature, undisciplined when it comes to controlling his anger, controlling his emotions, which a lot of us men, you know, especially black men in our community, we've struggled with this, you know, and I blame my culture for that. I blame hip hop for that. You know, I know y'all who listen to hip hop, which I love hip hop, but a lot of us, we like to give hip hop a pass for that. No, I think hip hop is not enough conscious and positive music in it. A lot of the hip hop music that we've been exposed to has been emotion triggering. It's been triggering our emotions. You know, even the R&B, you know, it evokes emotion. You know, even especially R&B, it evokes emotion. You know, you listen to Drake long enough, some of that sappy shit that he makes. You listen to Annie Up by M.O.P., which is an old song to you. You listen to a lot of the songs we got. It all evokes either anger, sadness, competitiveness amongst each other. It affects our communication style as well. So you need to stop listening to hip hop for a little while. You know what I'm saying? Or find you some conscious hip hop music. Listen to Common. Listen to Kendrick Lamar. Listen to somebody like that. You know what I'm saying? Don't listen to Chief Keef. Don't listen to shit. Don't listen to Kodak. Don't listen to Kodak. Shout out to Kodak. I ain't trying to hate on you, bro, but don't listen to that shit, man. Listen to conscious hip hop if you're gonna listen to it. Make sure ain't no squares in your circle. Make sure your circle is right. And you know what I'm saying? You got to get your mind right, man. You got to learn female nature the hard way, you know, and you learned it the hard way. But you listen to AMS, listen to Steph Cole. Go on their YouTube channel. Those guys give great advice to us men on how to handle female nature and female emotion. You know what I'm saying? Perrion, you got to grow up. And, you know, I think he's still a baby. He's just 23 years old, young and now rich. He probably saw all the broads some of his teammates got, you know, saw the jewels, the whips, you know, and shit. He trying to ball out. You know, he's trying to see how many fatty bangers he could smash. But, dog, if you watching this Perrion, you can't be arrogant, bro. You can't. I know you rich, you young, you want to be able to have fun, dog, but shit, you got to get your mind right, man. You got to be in masculine frame at all times. You got to have an abundance mindset and be able to see them females and not see them. You know what I mean? When I look at these incidents with the women, it just sounds like you let them knock you off your square. You let them knock you off your center. And it happens to the best of us. You know, I'm not judging you. I'm just saying focus on your purpose, which is football and nothing else. You know, believe it or not, I think Chris Greer should kick the tires and give him a shot by signing him to the practice squad. Obviously not the active roster, but to the practice squad, keeping him on there, just stashing him. And, he can stay there for the rest of this year, maybe even the rest of next year. Give him some time to get his mind right. He need anger management classes. Get him a therapist, maybe a mentor, who can help him learn how to be disciplined as a man, as an adult, outside of football. While he's on the practice squad, I think he can be integrated to the team and, learn how we do things, learn our culture, learn our system, and become a better person. By the time he's ready, I think he can play maybe around like 25 years old. Right now, maybe he got all the skills, all the tools, but maybe he just needs time to just. You've been playing for the Sooners. Everybody been hyping you up. You've been getting all the females you want, getting all the praise you want in college. Now you in the NFL. You really ain't had time to really understand what life is about. Understand the do's and don'ts of being a real man. And we all had to learn that. I think, we got a good enough locker room to be able to add him to the mix. And as much as we need to improve on defense, we technically don't need him right now. I think he can come in and we can just develop him. And it is risky. It's boom or bust. And it's real risky, especially coming to Miami. Because, dog, if you getting into it with them ugly ass women up in Ohio, you ain't gonna be able to handle these dime pieces and these 304s, these money hungry, finessing ass 304s that we got down bottom. I mean, to that song by Trick Daddy, Gotta Change My Life, and back in the days, you know what I'm saying, featuring Money Mark, because when he said shit, try to do things just for the Beamers and Benzes and bitches, think your riches gonna take care of snitches. No. It ain't. Riches ain't gonna take care of none of that. Back in the days, Trick tried to tell y'all, some hoes no shame, or the hoes play games, they'll do it for the fame, and when the heat is on and they can't hang, they'll get them your name. Swear to tell the truth. You gotta be careful, dog. If we do sign you, and Chris Greer bring you to this team and give you another chance, move. You know what? Go to Delray Beach. Get you a spot in Delray Beach. Drive back and forth if you got to the facility. Just don't stay down south. Don't stay nowhere near downtown. Stay away from the Miami life for a while. Stay in Delray Beach, Juno Beach, whatever. Get your mind right. And if he was in this rotation, I think our run D-line would be way more imposing for sure. But it all depends on how Chris Greer feels about adding him. I doubt we will because of all the issues. But I'm just saying, if it was me, I wouldn't mind kicking the tires on him by putting him on the practice squad if he'll be willing to accept that. And if he'll be willing to just learn, take his time, grow into a man, he could be a difference maker, man. He can actually be that wrecking ball we've been looking for. He can be like Vince Wilfork was for the Patriots, like Chris Jones is for the Chiefs. But it all depends. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Would y'all kick the tires on young Perrion Winfrey and add him to this roster? I'm interested to know what y'all think. But that's all I got for this show. Y'all know what it is. Till next time, signing off.